Hello. Can we
Hello.
Hold on, yeah. We are trying to dial in the new meeting link into the room. Okay.
Okay.
The recordings.
Yeah, I
The
can
recording restarted.
I can see the active function on the manager recording now. I don't know why. Stranger. Morning, Kishan.
Hey, morning. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, we haven't started yet.
Okay, no worries, because I was having a call just now. So
okay, because we're managing the recording and I cannot record.
Okay, that's great. Then I'm not too late.
It's weird. Now in the new link I can record. Why?
Yeah, and the recording already started. Just FYI.
It's already recorded. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry. That's why. Okay. So can we start or we wait a little bit?
Yeah, we can get started.
Okay, good. So hello everyone. Today we go through the session 2 of the Lift KT. So today our objective is to go through the mainly on the cash management and the cash pool operational management, and also the AR factoring accounting journals, and also cover the FX management for SEA. Is mainly roughly all those topics will be covered during this session. So in the session, we're going to show you some samples for what we recently had the exercise on each topics, or you're going to met in the coming months for the relevant exercise. So you can use this as a reference to perform for these tasks. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Okay, can you see my screen, everyone? Yeah, no problem. Huh? So let me start. The first is what we're going to go through. The first one is AR factoring.
Terry, shall we set some ground rules so that because there are quite a lot of topics here and within an hour, 2 hours, so probably we can have one topic and then have some questions from the ground, and then we move on to the next one if there's no more question. So we roughly keep about probably like 15 minutes each topic, so that there's no overrun of the timing to cover all the topics, if that is okay for everyone.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good. Thanks, Ishan. Yeah, so let's do this way. We go one by one the topics, and we remain some times for everybody to raise the questions, and then we can keep the momentum on the KT sessions. Okay. So the first one we would like to share with you is the Singapore AR Factoring Accounting Journal. So let me go to the folder. So everybody, you have the access to this shared drive. So you can feel free to click into all of it to get all the supporting document and the showcase we have around here. So the Singapore, the first one we already went through last sessions. This is the AR factoring I'm referring now. Let's deep diving it. So AR factoring, this sub-process is referring to the factoring repayment, the journals, accounting journals, which is, so currently in 2025, we only experienced the one-time factoring, which is in June. And the drawdown, the accounting journal, actually we already passed it to you back to the KT during May and July. And you can find those accounting journals, which is already stored in the previous KT folders. So for this one is for the repayment, meaning when we up the drawdown in the second month, beginning of the second month, the ALSG will need to repay the factoring amount to the bank. So after that, we will have to prepare the accounting journals. And the journals, the process is we prepared it and share with you. Currently, back to August, we share with Stella and Vimala, if I'm not mistaken. So you have the journals in your email as well. This is the timing to remind you the repayment, which is have a 2 months gap. So we draw in July and repay in September. That's just example for you to understand the flow. And accounting journals, the rule need to separate as different BLs. So the BL's rule is IM is Infineon and ExxonMobil, and the rest is belongs to EL business line, which is 03. So this is a general rule for you to consider. Okay, and then back to journals. So the journals in August, August closing, which is repaid in the beginning of August. So we have the 2 currencies. One is SGD and another is USD. So you can see there's 2 journals here. So the SGD here, which is, as I just mentioned, you have to split the amount based on the by BL 03 and 02. And the factoring repayment amount, you can find it from here. So this factoring, the record, we did it in June and repaid in August. As you can see by customer, they'll list in this breakdown. As just mentioned, Infineon, ExxonMobil, is have to put it in IM. The rest, you put it in the EL. So once you gather the amount and then you put in the journals, this is the total amount of your repayment of the factoring in SGD. And in August, we also did the USD repayment as well. So USD repayment is only one customer, which is Micron. Micron belongs to the EL, so you just put, it's nothing changed. You just put 03, and the amount is related to the Micron.
Sherry, sorry, you do all it in lump sum, is it? You don't need to record by customer, because I see no need. Okay, just by according to the currency that we are factoring, you just lump sum all as one line as post the journal. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Because the different currency, they have a different account. That's why you have to separate it.
Okay, understand.
Okay. And one more thing, you also can double cross check, which is for the transaction records from the bank statement. So that's all the records you can see from the statement we already repaid. Here, I upload here just for your reference. And when the repayment, this repayment, how to do, we're going to do in another session, because today we only go through the accounting. So another session, I will explain to you how the process on the AR factoring, repayment, and drawdown. And also you need to share the supporting document, which is here, transaction details with AR team. Okay, so that is all for the accounting related. Do you have any questions on this one?
Is it new?
No, it's also.
Cherry Vimala here for the USD conversion, right?
Yes.
What rate we should use? For example,
sorry, what's your question?
Conversion rate, the SGD conversion.
No, this is no exchange rate. It's the exact amount you paid to the bank.
Yes, but when we post the double entry, we should have the converted SGD.
No, because in the transaction record, what you paid showing in your bank statement, that's what it is to pay the exact amount. So when you reflect in the booking accounting, you should use the same amount as showing in your bank statement.
Yes, I think because our functional currency is in SGD, so if let's say the transactions is in USD, then we're supposed to have the functional currency in SGD. So what Vimala meanings here is what conversion rate that we need to use. Either it's a month-end rate or corporate rate.
I don't know how to answer this question because what I've been told and we inherited on the factoring repayment is only these two. So how you put it in the Oracle system to reflect, convert from USD to SGD? I think you better to ask advice from affiliate side.
Okay, so Cherry, so basically after you prepare this file, who will you send to?
Vimala and Stella.
Vimala.
Yeah.
Then we need to check.
Okay, then the next question is, because I see the amount actually is quite significant, I assume they are all those should be under the H.
Correct.
They should all those should be under H already, right?
No. Okay, this is repayment, right? So it is not an exposure. So when you do the repayment, this is particularly for the factoring. So it shouldn't be this. The repayment means that the factoring is that you collect from the customer and then you repay it back to the bank. So there shouldn't be any exposure. We are just a passing through entity.
But because but at the end of the day, we are collecting and repaying in Sing dollar and US dollar as well.
So where is the money coming from? From the customer. So where's the money going? To the bank.
Yes, but still it's USD, meaning end of the day when it's accounting booking, that's why Vimala mentioned of the exchange rate. So if let's say both are booking at a different rate, right? At accounting side, at least gain and loss is happening. But it's okay. It's okay.
And yeah,
okay.
Because what Cherry is doing is basically preparing the journal and then send it across to Vimala and Stella. So this is where what Cherry is doing on her step. So we didn't actually touch anything on the conversion of the exchange rate.
Okay, but I see there's a potential of FX impact in on the accounting side with this with what is being done right now, from what I see.
Yeah, accounting side is not for us to actually advise on this one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why the preparation side is at your end. So we would assume that it has to be considered, but it's okay. We just put in the tracker log to take note there's potential issue on this.
Again, Treasury does not consider the accounting side up. Okay.
Okay.
Also, sorry, I carry backtrack a bit. So, the source of the information actually is coming from who that is providing the source of the information?
You mean the amount?
Yes, correct. The amount.
Right now is I'm doing the one. So I'm doing the execution and also the repay, right? So just now I just mentioned this how to do the execution and the payment. Yes, will be covered in the later session. Yeah, won't be enough time to go through today. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So if not have any further question, let's move on to next one. Okay, so next one, let's go back to the cash pool management. So in the cash pool management process, was two catalogs. The first is a monthly balance report. So monthly balance report is directly linked to the monthly bank reconciliation for cash pooling, lending, and borrowing position, which is we already hand over to you during the May to July handover session. And starting from July closing, I think Stella, you're already performing these tasks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So using your Excel file to just update all the balance, right, into this all the tabs in the different currencies. Yeah. So this is the file in order to track the evolution in the monthly basis and in the entity perspective, and in the currency perspective. So who need this file? First of all, as a treasury, we need to keep momentum to understand what's going on. Will be easy for us to look into one file. That's why it's important to maintain this one. Second, the affiliates sometimes they will require to have visibility on the monthly evolution as well. So that's why in the monthly basis during the closing, after you update those Excel file, and then you just also put your numbers into this file as well. So you can see each currencies have the same structure. So that is the monthly balance report. Is there any questions on this one?
No question. No question.
Okay, great. Let's move on to next one. So next one, the KTP cash pool forecast. So in this KTP forecast, I think all of you also are very familiar with this template. The Singapore cash pooling, the Google Sheet template, we collect from different departments. You can see the tab, this one I think you are very familiar, which is update by you. The AP, they're going to update in the AP forecast. And also the AR, they update by currency in the AR collection forecast. And also the ad hoc meaning there's a non-covered by CM team, which is you, sorry, used to be updated by you, and AP team or an AR team. The other ad hoc is you get information from affiliate side or the factoring related. So then you update into the ad hoc, this tab. And those detailed tab, once you input in, the figures will be automatically captured in the first tab, which is summary for Alish, Belgium, and also the Singapore. For the other three, which is our sister company, so far is not under the KLBSC scope, but directly managed by the finance. So which is Singapore ENC, Alizen, and the Singapore Alam. So those entities, their responsible people will input the figures into summary tabs in the relevant columns. The rest under the BSC scopes issue input in each relevant tabs in order to capture it into the summary. So when you have this input data, you also need to check if somebody or some relevant team, they miss out to report, or you have identified a big gap, then how you can reach out to. So you can relate to this PIC tab to find the relevant people who is in charge of what, and then to ask them the queries to make them to explain what's going on the forecast versus actual transactions. So this is your supporting document. Every day, the relevant team update that, and then you get the total amount on the cash in and cash out by different currency. Left side, SGD, middle, USD, and the right side is Euro. So all have that, and then you need to go to the website, which is KTP. I'm sure you are very familiar with it. Here, I just quickly to show you how to maintain quickly in the KTP website. So when you get in the KTP website, you see the bottom, the cash, and you click that. And then the next step is the window's going to pop up for you to select the entity. And here you select Soxel, which is the previous name of the LSG. And then you check reload. Reload meaning you're just making sure, is there any forecast already recorded in the past or not? If you do not have any forecast putting through in the previous days, then how to add a new forecast is pretty simple. In this screenshot here, you can see you just select the entity and put the value date, which is your forecast date, and the currency SGD, USD, or Euro, and then put the amount. The flow is cash in or cash out, and put the description for your reference to understand what's going on this cash in and cash out. And then you just do insert, click insert. Once that, then it's going to automatically show in the below bottom. And same here, example on the cash out the same. So all the entity value date currency is same. You just flow, remember to click the cash out. And pay attention to that, the amount cannot be negative. So you will have to, otherwise the system cannot allow you to input. So above is about to explain how to insert the new forecast. So how to modify the forecast you already put through earlier in the previous days. So this assume you already have it, you put it previous days. And then what you need to do is you just find this bottom icon to click in, and then the system going to pop up this screen to ask you to change. And then you just change as necessity, no matter the value date or the currency or the amount and the cash out or description, all are available to be modified. And once you modify, and then you click the save. So then the system will going to capture the latest forecast per your modification. So that is all how you input in the system. Do you have any questions on this one?
Carrie, this one need to monitor daily?
Yes, this one actually it's a daily or weekly cash forecast. How do I say? Because as long as you have or the team have the visibility on the cash in or cash out, no matter in the today or tomorrow or even 1 week later, sometimes, for example, you know when you're going to hedging settlement come, or you know the tax payment is going to deduct. Those kind of you're already very firm, and then you can input even 1 week or even 2 weeks forecast. And then in the daily basis, you will have to double check is in case there's any update from different team, for example, like AP team or AR team, anything is updated, you will have to update again in the KTP forecast to making sure your daily forecast is capturing as the latest vision.
Okay.
Yeah, and regarding the timeline, so I think all of you received my reminder calendar. So the group, the deadline is 4:30, but you will have to push it earlier to the different team because you know there's some preparation and the team need to put in the numbers in the Google Sheet, and also you need to give yourself a little bit of buffer time to input in system. So what we usually ask the team is to update the max no later than 4 p.m. But sometimes if you do better, they can put in the 3:30. So that's the pattern we give to the other teams. So therefore, you will have at least 30 minutes to 1 hour to making sure you put the latest update on modifications in the daily basis in the KTP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sherry, sorry, I got a few questions. Just to reconfirm again, I saw the entity Subsal, right? So even though Alice or ENC, everything is consolidated under Subsal, right? Or each entity need to be okay. Then the next question.
Consolidation, yeah.
Consolidated, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then the next question. I mean, you mentioned that you can input it at once. So far, if once you input it at once, any kind of any kind of either the situation which the forecast is not accurate, and do you need to go and edit, or basically it's all the words very accurate on the forecast?
No, so right now what you need to what you will be informed by the group is they're going to send you the email. Okay, currently they send to us. So in the future, once we clear Friday, so they're going to send to you. They're going to tell you, say, okay, they identify the gaps. Significant gap, usually it's about 2 million above. And then they're going to ask you to explain what happened. And usually this email going to come the next day. For example, you focus today, and then tomorrow, probably afternoon, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., the group side, if they identify there's a big gap from their point of view, then they're going to send email to ask you to clarify. So once you receive the email, what do we do? Usually, we're going to identify, is it coming from income or outcome? So same thing, you go back to what you forecasted yesterday and to compare with the information group share with you. And then you identify its income, is it most probably coming from incoming, and then you go to AR team. If it's coming from AP team, So you know you need to connect with either AP or your own. So that is how we connect. But sometimes the gaps may also coming from the sister companies, which is ENC or Alizen or Alam Singapore. So in this case, as I just mentioned, you just go to this tab to find the relevant PICs to ask them to explain what's going on the forecasting. And then you get feedback and you consolidate it and reply to the group.
I mean, so far, all this while you have been doing it, so what kind of observation that you observe on all these kind of issue that's happening?
It can be AI, it can be AP. It really depends.
And usually when it's AR, what kind of issue, and AP is like what kind of issue? Probably you have a very high level kind of explanation that you can share with us.
What we experienced is AR sometimes because timing explained by the AP, AR. So they forecast the customer going to pay to the Air Liquide, but at the end it didn't come. So it's a timing issue. For the AP side, sometimes they put in this tab for the forecasting, but then they got some issues on the approval. So the approval didn't approved in the time. So then the payment cannot go out. So then they're going to have these issues on the forecasting as well. That is a common issue we had experienced in the past.
Okay, then so meaning all this while the group also keep asking on all these questions. So only for Suksa having this issue, but how about the sister company? All those usually, like, do we have experience kind of any issue from the sister company?
It's the same. It's always because of the forecasting, the time. The timing is, I would say it's a major one, what we experienced. But it's not the consistent the question can be. It really depends on the forecasting level. And to be noted is the Singapore cash pooling volume majority is coming from the in-house source, the scope, which is LSG or Alicia. Mostly is from LSG because LSG, you know, the volume is quite big. The rest is compared to LSG is relevant small.
Okay, how frequent do we actually really get the query from group?
It depends on the result, right? If the group doesn't have any identification about the significant gap, then you won't receive this email. So I cannot tell you how frequent.
Okay, let's just put it like probably like past 3 months. Like, was it very kind of frequent that we have query from group, or it's just like once a month that we have query from group because of the both big payment that's coming in during usually on the month end?
I wouldn't say you're going to get it every day, but I can say in the past 3 months, I had a remind there's some emails to ask. But I didn't make count. If you want me to count, it's difficult for me to check all the emails.
It's okay, just high level kind of understanding only. Right, it's okay.
That's what I'm saying. If high level is, you won't get it every day. It really depends on the quality of forecasting.
Okay.
You got variation or not? Like some variation differences, like 10% or 5%. That's how the group detect, no? Do we have like that? No.
No, we don't. We only receive the query to be asked by the group for what is happening in the actual versus forecasting. That's it. There's no ratio explained.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Just to give you a little bit of information on the 2026. So 2026, in last week, we already sent the email communication to all the contributors, right, including the SG or the scopes in the Singapore cash pool and also the sister companies. So this is the usually at least in the past 2 years. So we send by the year end to making sure that everybody have the right template to use for the new year. So this is a record for you, just as reference. You can look at it into it. And for 2026 template, I also put it here is exactly same as 2025. There's no change. It's just a new form in order for everybody to pull through. And also, you will need to keep in mind is for the PIC, sometimes maybe the people can be changed. So just making sure you keep the latest updated on the PICs in the different entities. Okay, so that's all for the KTP cash pool. Do you have any further questions? Okay, so if you do not have any further questions, let's move on. So the next is cash management. So the cash management catalog here was referring more on the how do I say, the month end or year end excess cash management. So I think yesterday or Monday, forgot, you already received my emails. So we are looking into how we're going to manage better on the cash concentration at the year end. So as you know, the ASG, we have core banks. We also have non-core banks. We also have some banks or core banks, but is not linked with cash pool. So those all you need to be considered, and then to look into the opening balance. So what we're referring to is we're looking at opening balance on the December 20 to check one by one, especially on the CACIB. You know, CACIB is not linked with cash pool. You need to take into account in the different currency, which is SGD and USD. And also we have DBS. DBS is also not linked with cash pool. You need to take into account. And also the non-core bank, the OCBC as well. This is for ASG. For the SOCSEC, it's the same. SOCSEC, we have the CACIB as well. So all you need to check based on the cash balance actually is maintained by your team. You use that file to look into it and then to evaluate how much you need to transfer to ASG's or SOCSEC's cash pool account, which is a BNP account. So this instruction we sent on the Monday, and I believe you already got approval on the tickets. So for this month, in year end, we have one special arrangement, which is on the OCBC. So the OCBC is the current status is this bank is non-core bank, and the situation is they do not have any setup with e-banking, and is not linked with, is not onboarded in the Kiriba as well. So its only payment solution is paying via the manual banking form. So this via manual banking form, you have to fill up by the teams, which is from the BSC side. I don't know this time who filled up, but last time in June was AP to fill up this form. And then we help arrange the signatures because the OCBC require the physical, which is wet ink signatures to the authorizers. So there's no e-signing can be allowed. So this is OCBC arrangement. The rest you perform as usual. There's nothing changes. For the OCBC side, I also upload some reference here just for you to easy reference. Sorry. Okay, so this one, Stella, this is the one yesterday you shared with me. I don't know why I cannot open. The fund transfer form, which is going to submit to the OCBC side. Let me see if I can get it from.
Probably you download it and then open it from.
Yeah. Wait a second. I think I saved somewhere else. Let me double check. Hey, why cannot open? Don't know why I cannot open. Let me download again. Sorry. Okay, coming out. Okay, So you see, this is the banking form to fill up. It's stuck, sorry. Cannot move. Okay, so in the bottom side, I think you have the file, you can open it. So in the bottom side, there's requiring the authorized. Okay, so here, sorry, here. So here is requiring the authorized signatures. So in the OCBC, the signature matrix is for the wet ink, either the 2 group A authorizers or 1 group A plus group B. So we already cross-checked with affiliate side. The available the signers will be Juan and Christina. So if I so you can see here, I already uploaded the communication reference with affiliates. So here I give the message to the Juan to let him be aware, because right now he's not physically in Singapore, so you need to arrange the special arrangement for him to sign, which is agreed by the OCPC, which is make him to print it and to sign and then scan it back. So this email is more to explain the case, why we do that and how we're going to do, and also attaching the feedback from the bank side, which is the agreed by the bank for this special arrangement, attaching the bank mandate on the signature arrangement for the reference for affiliates to easy reference on that part. So, and then this also I attached the communication with the bank. You can refer to that. This is the latest method we propose with the bank and which is agreed by the bank. And this is the feedback from the bank. Okay, so that's all I want to share with you regarding the year-end excess cash management. For the more on the cash concentration. So any questions, feel free to raise your voice.
So Cherry, I mean, side question a bit. So is there any plan to have OCBC on board to e-banking? At least we don't go through this paper method of submitting all these application.
Okay, this is a very good question, because also affiliates asked this one as well yesterday, very late evening. So what I can share is, first of all, OCBC is a non-core bank, and currently what I've been told is group direction is we should utilize as much as possible to fully utilize Kiriba. But currently the Kiriba onboarded only 4 core banks. OCBC is non-core bank, so it's impossible to be, for the moment, is no intention to onboard in the Kiriba, as far as I know. So then the question is it necessity to open the e-banking for the OCBC? I don't know. This question I don't know how to answer, but I think what we need to do is carefully to review, is it necessary? Because so far OCBC is only payment for this fund transfer. The OCBC currently only have the collection, which is from the energy subsidy, and no any supplier payment. So meaning you do not have any operation needs for the supply payment, no matter third party or interco. And the only one is for this cash concentration purpose, which is usually you will have to pay special arrangement, especially in the quarter basis or the half year basis. So that is we need to consider how frequency is it necessary to use, and how can justify and to be approved with this special requirement. Is it necessary to open the banking? that is, I think in the upcoming 2026, you will need to discuss with affiliates for this part, and also to discuss with COE, future treasury team to working together to confirm the necessity to open this e-banking. This is my view.
But the question is, because I believe the NCBA, I'm not too sure about NCBA whether you have signed or not, but I guess this OCBC account won't be closed anytime soon, and yeah, because of that, isn't it really better just to have it on the e-banking portal? Yeah, that's just a question.
Non-core bank is different thing, right? So non-core bank is because we still receive this collection, so that's why have to keep this this bank, and it has been signed by the affiliate CFO. There's no issue, but e-banking is different setup thing, so you will have to take it separately to consider.
Okay, so but so affiliate also question whether should have e-banking or not. All right, it's okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so that is all for the cash management side. If you do not have any further questions, we can move on.
Sorry, Cherry. So the cash management is just basically about cash concentration only. Is there anything else of the cash management that is being need to take note?
So far, in the lift tasks for the cash management side, we only refer to this cash concentration. You will need to, but here I only put the showcasing, especially for related to what happening this week. So for you, easy to understand what's going on this part and what you need to do in the future.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move on to the FX management. So in the FX management, we have two catalog here. So the first is analysis FX gain loss. So FX analysis gain loss is usually in the quarter basis. We received the questions from the group, so I upload the screenshot here just for you to be easy understand what's going on this case. So this is the FX gain loss on the financial items, which the group going to share with us. So they're going to highlight where they see is a significant movement in the different entities, and then they're going to put a highlight and to ask queries. So this one is for 6760. This one is for the 6060. So as you can see in Q3, we received several questions, mostly from AFI Korea and also LBS. So 3 entities was in the query list. So this one in the coming future, COE team will still be the one to sending to you. I mean the BSC, but I don't know who is going to taking care in the BSC side, because Alfonso told us this exercise we transfer to BSC Treasury first. So then BSC Treasury going to do the internal arrangement within the BSC. So I'm just explain to you what we're going to do in the future is we're going to share this screenshot with you with the BSC, and then for the BSC team to further deep dive what's going on the entity level.
Yeah, the group Treasury Rasi mentioning the R is at BSC R2R.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
But we leave it to BSC Treasury team to internally manage how they're going to further transfer this to BSC R2R team.
But I just want to have a question as well. If we transfer to BSC Treasury at this point of time, Rafida, probably you can help with this as well. So would the DTM for this topic be done by BSC Treasury side as well, or how is it going to be done to close this topic for the transfer? For the KT, sorry.
You see, what I see now, right, what I observe the KT now is a partial from the original scope. Some scope that you already taking up already, right? So you will adding up this partial scope into that to have a complete end-to-end. So this is what I observe, because you are sharing just a partial here, which the other part already been over here. So what I suggest that you include this as part of the same process. So you have the end-to-end completeness. You cannot create a separate for this because there's no head and tail. You understand, Azif? You need to see as an end-to-end. So this is my feedback. This is what I'm holding, but I will need to clarify with Kevin also. Yeah. So you need to include this as part of that. Then you lay down who will be taking up this action, right? Rather than created this separately. Because if you create it separately, it diluted the process. You don't see the end-to-end and impact, So that is my feedback. Yeah. But anyway, we will take it up because that's what we need to do. Because you cannot dilute this. Because if you put it standalone, it doesn't give any impact to what they are doing. You understand or not? We need to have the end-to-end process, and then you clearly articulate who is performing and responsible for that activity. One DTP. Yeah.
Okay, but the problem is that when we take over during Derek's time, right? It was also just a portion of it.
I know, understand. Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem that we do not actually have end to
Correct.
end.
You're fine.
So many people involved.
Yeah, correct. So it's not from your side, it's from our side. We need to look at end to end. Okay, I will take it up with Kevin because I see this, I'm just observing, right? So I see this is only partial. So there's something else from the beginning or whatever. There's something that we need to put it as end to end.
Yeah.
If not, it's very difficult.
Because our first section we already done.
Yeah,
of it.
correct.
Mm.
So that is what we need to slip it in, right? As part of continuous of the process. And then you identify who is doing what. Okay, but the process must be end to end. So that we don't dilute things, You understand? If people take it partial, they don't know, right? How the input comes, what the impact, what's the significance, all the 5 why question is missing if you look at diluted process. So that's my strong feedback, but I will pick it up with Kevin. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. So for this topic, I will assume that when we sign it off, it will be like a DTM basically picking up for this topic as well, right? Even though we are actually transferring to SC Treasury. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rafida. Thank you, Kishan. So I have uploaded some showcasing on the queries when we received this FS gain loss questions from the group. So the queries are for the Q3. So as here, you can see for your reference. For example, in the LPS side.
Can you mute? I think.
Sorry? It's okay? Okay, never mind. So as you see here, the queries we direct to the affiliates and the BSC Treasury based on the current existing experience. So we just tell them what's going on and ask for the feedback on the Q3 reporting.
This one you send to the respective affiliate, is it?
Affiliates and the BSC.
Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah, Rafida, the reason why is that it was kind of limitation for us to actually do this topic for FX gain loss. First of all, COE Treasury, we do not actually have the access into Oracle. So we have no choice. We have system limitation. Basically, we can only drill down from shift. So shift is very high level. So to drill down the reason on the FX gain loss, we have to rely on BSE. But all this while, this has not been supported very well, to be honest to you, in this part. So we have no choice, but we have to go to affiliates because affiliates have the other part of the analysis on the FX gain loss as well. So that is why, we kind of approaching everywhere just to get the information that we need because we do not actually have the system to actually access and drill down to the details. And for this FX gain loss topic, we are actually covering for the whole APAC, right? So this is just to show you a little bit of example what happened in Q3. Because every quarter when it comes, it might be different entity comings with the, being highlighted as top 3, right, in the APAC. Just a minute there. Yeah, so that is the reason why we are showing you what happened and how we do it. It might be a different way of handling it in BSE because you guys have the access into Oracle and you can drill down further, but not our side. So we can only show you how we have done it. But it might not be like exactly copy and paste to be done in BSC because you guys have the access into the system. So that is fine.
Yes. So this is again, we wanted to show you some reference for you to understand what we did. And in the future, the similar questions are going to come to you. And the BSc rely on the BSc team to give the further drill down to understand what's going on your bookings, to explain clearly give the feedback to the group. So that's all for the FX gain loss. You have any questions?
Harry, I'm trying to refer back to the lift capacity study file. This FX analysis is not included part of the lift capacity study there.
It shouldn't be.
I think today we should be referring to the lift capacity study rather than the global RASI arrangement, which will be I believe that will be another such arrangement, right?
No, I don't think so. I think we have
Cost currently when I see the capacity study for the lift is only mentioned FX revaluation, AR hedging, monitoring, and then also to check whether the AR hedging is assessed or not. But
no. In the FX commodity risk management catalog, there's one related to monthly analysis FX gain loss. In the row 17. It was there. We were preparing based on the lift catalog again. We're not mixing with the global risk at all.
Also, you mentioned FX management, so I believe we have just filtered the sub-process for the FX management, but not until the commodity.
Okay, sorry, I didn't. Okay, I can put again. Just be specified. Okay, so easy for you to locate it. Okay. Any further questions related to this catalog?
But even for that, right, you only share for I saw it's like the only Thailand and ARBS. How about what about for the other entities like Singapore, Indonesia, all those? Oh, right.
So as said, in the Q3, right, we only got highlighted for those top entities. That's why we only put the showcasing here.
Yeah, you need to understand every quarter, those FX gain loss impact, it doesn't come the same every quarter. It wouldn't be the same. So that's why we wouldn't have all the entities being showcased to you. So this was just, as I mentioned just now, it's Q3. So just an example to you on how we manage it.
Okay. Any further questions?
But I mean, just for sharing purpose, is it possible that each entity will have at least like one showcase of the sample? At least we know what's going on at least we know that each country has been happening, and we have something to refer.
We don't do FX analysis gain loss for every entity. It's just the one that being highlighted by the group.
I mean, previously Singapore would have already, right? Also, so can't you share that?
How far back do you need the example though? Because some of the emails we actually sent
just 2025. Just 2025.
The whole year of 2025.
You each like Alpha and I see Alpha and ARBS already is in Q3. How about Q1, Q2? Is there any like for Singapore?
You want the example for Singapore only?
Each country at least have one.
No, Japay, again, this is highlighted every quarter differently by the group, right? And it wouldn't be the same entity being highlighted every quarter. You know, FX impacts actually moves. So only the top 3 or top 2, if it is within the threshold that has to be questioned by the group, that is where we will actually come down. This is not like a recurring 1, 2, 3 every quarter. It's going to be the same entity. So if you want LSG, we can try to take it out on which quarter it was being highlighted, then we can put the example on the email to you. But I believe your team will be copied as well in the LSG FX notes if there is any.
What is the threshold? Do you have a threshold for it?
Sorry, Rafida, we don't actually know the threshold. Sometimes it's being highlighted as top 2, sometimes it's top 3. So when it's actually coming down, probably Cherry can show it will be highlighted in this way.
So this is exactly what the group showed to us. It's nothing further. They just showed us this file.
Yeah. So for example, like Q3, it was only 2 entities being mentioned, but some of the quarters, there were 3 entities being mentioned. So they actually looked at, from group perspective, they actually look at the whole globally, which one is actually being the highlighter that has to explain on their FX impact. So sometimes APAC has 2, sometimes APAC has 3.
Okay, clear. Kipe, let's take this offline.
All right.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So next catalog is hedging monitoring. So in this catalog, what we want to show you is the first is the AR hedging, which is the month end. So we received emails from your end. I took the example on the last month end. This month hasn't received yet. So you share with us what's going on the hedging collection and what the forecast you have it in your end, which is this file coming from you. So this file is the forecast. You based on the day you send us the openings. The openings of the last end of the month and the latest actual and the forecast. This is all put in by you, and then you show us all the collection hedge status, and then to calculate how much is the deltas and what we need to do for those AR hedgings. So what we received from your end, what we do right now, we just double check your figures is correct or not. Is there any errors on the formulas just in case? Or the forecasting, just to double check based on the cash forecasting file, which we just shared just now, to double check in case there's any things is not included in this file yet. And also to double check, is there any factoring related? If no, then remain 0. If there are any USD sweeping for the asset, then we just put it here and let you know. And then you can conclude as your latest forecast for this USD account. And then to compare what you highlighted here, the collection hedge status, and to see what is remaining the gap between those forecasting versus what hedged. And then what we need to do is we reach out to the AR team just to making sure there's no any other missing out on the collection forecast, and to ask the visibility. I think you can see from this email as well. So we're going to ask AR, is this the latest forecast you have so far? Is there any gaps, especially for the USD? For example, like micron, usually we have the significant gap in the micron. We ask AR team to explain and to cross-check what's the visibility from their end. And we also cross-check with affiliate side. Sometimes affiliates have direct information from business side, and to align this vision is the same or not. And then come back to the conclusion to say this gap is valid and we can do actions based on this forecast. Or maybe the affiliates has different opinions on this forecasting on the collections. Then we ask advice from the affiliate side. How do we move on for these hedging executions? So usually what is a significant rule you need to keep in mind is if you have to propose on the unwinding the contract, I think you already experienced in the past few months as well already. Affiliates is pay high attention on this part. You will have to reach out to affiliates to confirm, do they agree to unwind or not? And also by giving very detailed explanation and the clarification, what you did, how you checked, and why, what is the reasons you propose to unwind, and making sure they understood your queries, and then they're going to tell you, yes, please unwind, or they do not agree. And then based on this decision, and then you can do your executions on the hedges. So this is for the AR part. You have any queries? I try to make spots post here.
Cherry, just want
Yes.
to confirm, if let's say we have the, once we already have a decision like unwinding, you will still proceed with the asking with affiliate whether they agree, or we need to give the impact FX, the unwinding, to show the affiliate before we can proceed with the unwinding in KTP?
You need to ask affiliates to confirm if they agree to unwind or not. And also detailing, please detail your reasoning. You need to tell how it happened and why you propose this unwind. And they might have to ask you some questions, depends how affiliates they want, right? They probably have concern on the business forecasting. They may have also some concerns on Micron, for example, last month. They think, okay, AR team saying the Micron probably going to pay in the beginning of November, in December, but from affiliates business perspective, they think they're going to pay before the end of the month. So it can be different. So when they different visions, you ask for the confirmation, how they want to, how do they agree with your proposal? Especially coming for this unwinding is very important to make them agree with you before you post in the KTP.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to tell them the financial impact of the hedging also, because I don't know if they communicate this or not, but they need to know. Because from their side, they only see this is a business decision, but you also need to tell them the financial impact of this decision, what is causing to their books. Because I think that is not very clear now. Yeah, it's very important. Siape, this is the one Punit also highlighted. Remember the impact, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Cherry, just a question, right? Like you say, sometimes there might be a timing difference in the collection. Under those circumstances, like, was there any decision like just to roll it, or I mean, end of the day, the CFO would just say that just unwind it and just utilize the next month collection AR contract.
Okay, so based on the past experience and our observation now, what we can share is it really depends on how the affiliate side, especially the CFO, how he believes on the business visions. If he thinks it's going to pay it in the beginning of the month very soon, and he's firm with the get confirmation from business side, then he will going to tell you, yes, I agree with you, or I ask you to roll over. That's why I mentioned to you, it's very important. You need to get agreement with affiliates to make them to be aware of your proposal, why your proposal unwind, why your proposal roll over, do they agree with you or not?
And usually your proposal to them are majority unwinding, is it?
I don't think
is it
it's majority is unwinding. I think, for example, I forgot which month we also did a rollover. It really depends on the business forecaster. Yeah, it depends. So you need to case by case to calculate, making sure you show your calculation methodology and what you did the cross check with the AR team to ask the confirmation from the business side, from affiliate side. So they're going to tell you yes or no. Okay. So here I also upload one, which is we had experience on the end of October. So this is happening. We received the last minute collection, if I'm not mistaken, Stella. from those two customers. The major one is Micron. So due to the month-end excess cash management, you will have to sell it to be as a minimal less than 50K euro equivalent. That's the group policy, the guidelines. So that's why we did this exercise in October. So attaching here just for you to consider this, you need to take into account. Any questions for this one?
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Sorry, Sherry, any consideration of early settlement or is always going through FX spot, additional spot rather than early settlement?
Early settlement is usually referred to the OPEX, right? So the OPEX here, you can see, I also attach some example here. So what we experienced so far is, for example, let's take in
sorry, Cherry, I mean for the collection side.
The collection, do we have early settle? I don't think so.
So many all the while we just do the additional spot. We never early settle for collection.
I never received any email for that, so that is not in my mind. Okay, so speaking about early settle, I also have a fresh showcasing to you. So this file, I think Stella, Cindy, you are familiar with it, right? So you send me picking out the non-PO, which is the three suppliers, which is sorry here, Pavilion, Neste, and Exion. So when you receive this payment request from AP team, and you have the payment amount on the USD side, and usually, if I'm not mistaken, in the monthly basis, you have 2 or 3 batches for those relevant payment requests. So is somebody raising the hand? I can't see, sorry.
No, I'm dropping off the call. I have another meeting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
Thank
Rapida.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Rafida, for
you.
your time.
Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. If I'm not mistaken, more or less you have either 2 or 3 batches for those non-PO suppliers. At the beginning of the month, it's quite straightforward, which is when you receive it and you compare with your hedging contract. And usually hedging contract for those 3 suppliers, if I'm not mistaken, is about 8 million USD something. So then you utilize your hedging contract to do early settlement in order to fulfill this critical urgent payment. And then comes to the last batch in the month, usually happen near 20 or before 25 something, if I'm not mistaken. So the last batch of those non-PO suppliers, what we do, we experienced together yesterday, Cindy, Stella. You summarize all the payment requests related to those suppliers, making sure what the total amount, and compare to what existing, so what contract matured in this month for those relevant suppliers, and then to summarize what the gap. So then when we have the gap, for example, in December, we have, yesterday we say we have a 4 million gap, right? So we ask the business ops controller, which is UE, to confirm, is it aligned with her side vision? Why ask her? Because she is the one directly connect with the business people. For those is related to energy suppliers. So she has the vision on how the business evolving. So she can directly connect from the vision from the cost side and to double check with the business users, did they fully raise the payment request or not? Is there anything should be also considered as of yesterday? Something like that. So once she got confirmation, she's going to tell you, yes, it is aligned with the vision or no. So yesterday we got is, yes, the December is about payment, total payment is 4.7 something, right? So the gap versus what existing contract in December is 4.05 million USD. So then what we need to do is you conclude all the scenarios to share with affiliates, which is the CFOs, to make him understand what's the situation. What's the situation on the payment side? What's the contract situation, and how much is excess, and we propose to unwind, and how did you do this communication, and which is validated with the business vision. You need to tell him all the background to make him be fully aware what's the situation on this topic. So then he's going to tell you okay or not. Yeah. So this is a very important step you will have to take into account before your execution or raise any trades through the KDP. So once you got this agreement, and then for the current process is we reply to your email. We'll tell you agree by the CFOs, agree by the affiliates, and then you can do your trade. So for these steps in the future, you can skip. You can directly to check with affiliates.
I think the main methodology is that because non-PO is kind of huge in terms of the hedges. So particularly Singapore is paying attention to this part. So that is why there's this step that requested by affiliates.
Yes, it is a special request from LSG because it's a very significant impact for them. Any further questions on this part? Okay, if no any further question, I quickly go the last one. So except these non-PO suppliers, we also sometimes have the project contract going to due in certain months, right? So this is a very project-based, and we receive your emails, and then what the process flow is, we cross-check with the owners who raised the ticket for the PR. I believe it's the program manager. So you check with him to understand does he agree with the vision to settle, or he has a different vision, the payment going to be delayed. If it delayed, then you roll over. Does he agree to roll over to next month or even 2 months? It depends on how he shared the vision with you. So this process is exactly the same as what you did for the other project or other PR users. It's the same thing. You just ask confirmation. And then what you need to pay attention is the same thing. Regarding the unwinding, if it's unwinding, you will have to double check with the CFOs, especially the amount is quite significant. And once got aligned with these visions on the actions, and then you can make the trader. So that's all for the CapEx. Is there any questions?
Also, one thing to highlight, yesterday very late night, we actually got this reminder because I think all this while it has been always a last minute to check with the CFO on the decision whether to roll over, unwind, or what kind of any kind of decision for the FX hedges. So it's always coming in last minute. So the CFO is actually kind of not happy with it. So they want some buffer time to actually have time to actually consider from different perspectives from their level. So that is why one reminder, when reach out to CFO, kindly give a little bit of buffer time for them for the decision. So make sure it's not always a last minute.
Yes, thanks, Kishan, for this reminder. Indeed, the affiliates specifically required to avoid last-minute notification. I think, Cindy, you also received the email as well. So this is applied to not only just for this case, for any cases, if you're requiring the confirmation from the CFO side, making sure you give some buffer time, not in the same day, not just maybe one day before something. You're making sure you give the heads up to the CFO to manage timing properly in order for him to take some time to make decision. Because it's very important. Sometimes he also need to cross-check from the business side as well.
But for the last month during the CapEx review, I sent like 1 week before the maturity date. I think it's COE team that is tracking the process of the decision of the FX.
For CapEx.
For CapEx and also Pavilion. For Pavilion, it has been months that we are waiting until late night for the decision, because we always got the feedback from you is that we need to check with business whether is there any last minute invoices or anything. So if you can finalize the decision prior to the maturity date, we don't have to make the last minute decision to CFO.
No, Cindy, just to add a little bit more thing. Besides checking with CFO, we also take extra effort to actually reach out to business, to operate, to ops control. So just to get a full view before we actually reaching out to CFO. And that is the reason why, we do all the checking beforehand. That is why we prep you that what kind of analysis that we have actually done before reaching out to CFO, because you will get questions from CFO anyways. So that is the reason why we wanted to, because usually when we get the request, it's like the same day or the next day, we have to get back to you. So to checking not only just with CFO, we also checking with other business stakeholders that we know. This is just extra effort that we want to make sure that there's no missed out. But from your side, going forward, if you want to handle it, there's a reminder coming from CFO. They wanted to actually have much more time when it comes to the decision to make. Yeah.
So Cindy, I think in the future, these steps you cross-check with COE will be disappear, right? So what you need to making sure is when you receive the question from the AP side, you need to making sure to give some buffer time to cross-check with the different stakeholders before you giving the feedback or proposal to the CFO. And then the CFO also will need time to consider how going to agree with you or not. That is a specific reminder mentioned by the CFOs. It's no blame on you or anybody.
Just a sharing, because the times constraint from our end is for KTP, because I'm not too sure whether whether COE is aware, because there's a timeline. We must submit the decision. If we don't submit the decision, it will be auto settled. There's no turning back or rolling over or unwinding or any position. So hence the very tight deadline we have also. Right, it's okay. We will handle internally moving forward.
Thanks, Jipei. Yeah, I think we are aware of that. And at the same time, we also take extra effort to actually talk to the front office in the process. So just to let you know, we actually check with everybody that might related in the process. So that is why, that's how we work. But you can actually improve it from a side. But yeah, the methodology behind is basically CFO will be the last final one to actually cross-check with this huge amount of hedges, if there's any action taken on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
right.
Thank you. So I give the floor to Kishan to continue.
Okay, so since we are on hedges as well, so FX side, I will go through the Malaysia part. So Malaysia part, I think Jipei is very familiar with it, but still I will just go through it. So every month I will be receiving this email from Jipei for ALM. Okay, sorry, it's coming from the other screen. So to ask for what kind of decision that has to be made for all the outstanding FX contracts. So for rollover or for unwind or anything. So this is my feedback to him every time. How to check accordingly? Basically, for the CapEx side, my way of doing is basically catching up with the project that actually coming to us. Then I will cross-check with them accordingly to see what kind of payment milestone and all. Some of big project, we actually have set up extra effort to actually set up a regular meeting with the project, just to catch up regularly with them. So this is, I think, this shouldn't be a stranger for you on how to following up. So basically, you just have to get back to Japan on, how to roll over and or remain for settlement and stuff, right? So this is done for ALM, also SIG. One example on how I check with some of the user, which we do not actually reaching out to them by monthly meeting. They are actually keeping us in the loop for some of the project related emails and saying that what is the progress of the project? Do they actually have the payment visibility already? So they are just keeping us in loop. So and then that is where we come up with the decision whether to roll over or to remain for settlement or to unwind. Yep, that's all for Malaysia. Any question?
Just to confirm the decision, is there any discussion with Hikita regarding before the capex is wanted to be a rollover or unwind? Or whether Hikita is aware of all these ongoing projects of capex?
Okay, so Hikita doesn't actually have a specific request like Singapore. So he doesn't want to be in loop for all this, whether you want to roll over or whatever. It depends on the project, whether the payment milestone is coming already. So far, no, Hikita is not in the loop.
Okay then. So okay then, myself, I'm not too sure whether do you have a monthly catch up with Hikita and explaining all this or something like that?
We do actually have, yes, as you know that we have a spoke meeting with them, with all the CFO.
Okay, but from there he also not aware, is it, or is it?
So far, there is no question from Hikita on Malaysia.
Okay, just a request. I'm not too sure because I know that some of the current capex is still ongoing. Probably like can just let me know who should I contact, or probably just give me some information on what's ongoing currently on those capex.
Oh, okay. So basically, the one that we follow up very closely is IFKM. IFKM should be done in January. And then if you are asking about IFKM, I think you will have access into this file. Same person, you have in touch with them before, which is E-Link. I have also informed E-Link. I think January they should be done for the final payment already for the stage. So you can refer to this one. I see you have access also in this file. So basically all the payment milestone is actually being stated here. So January should be the last milestone they should pay out already.
Okay then.
Okay. Yeah, the rest you just have to, I think you have the visibility on PR. So you just have to reach out to the users.
Because some of the capex is without PR. Like I think you also noticed like for some of the PO that you mentioned to me is actually below the threshold. So we didn't even know that there was a PR for this. So
same thing. So for my side as well, if it is below threshold, then I will just talk to them, and then if they say that there is no additional PO because it has been hedged in 2025, so that is why we have to follow up. But in 2026, you have the target dealing log, right? So target dealing log, basically on the left hand side you have all the business owner contact and the exposure on the left hand side, and right hand side you have all the dealings, so you can reach out to the users as well. But then 2026 there is no capex being hedged.
Yeah, understand that. So it's just more, I know that some of the T25 capex is still being rolled. Let me just review again. I probably, if I need any information, I just drop you an email later on.
Can, no problem. Yeah, but mainly nothing much left though from my side, except IFCAM will be, the last one will be in January. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's all for Malaysia, FX side. Okay. The next one will be
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay, thank you,
Mm.
Cherry. Okay. For Indonesia,
Hold on. Is it also part of the commodity, that one? Because I don't see inside FX management.
Hello, let me double check. Yes, commodity FX or commodity risk management.
Because the preparation when I send it to the PIC, it's all based on FX management. Can we have this to be arranged at a K3 or not?
Who is in charge of FX for Indonesia?
Not me. So that's why I need to include him.
But I saw he accepted the meeting. He didn't join?
No, not for session 2. That is for session 3.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I think, is it session 4? I can't remember. Because once a week we included Indonesia inside. Yeah, that was session 4.
He's not working today, or he's not available right now?
I don't know
Maybe
if I
you
can get him, but is it
So
possible?
maybe you can give him a quick heads up, because I think it's only one left today. So it's only one thing, the letters, right, Kishan? It's quite simple and straightforward. So if he's available right now, I think he can quickly join in 5 to 10 minutes, so we can conclude today's session now.
Give me a while, let me check.
Okay, thank you.
Give us a while. He is replying, but I think he went toilet for a while. So after he's back, I add him in.
No problem. We can wait. No worries.
okay.
Okay, question, Cherry. Nashmi is in the room now. Nashmi, just a quick heads up for you. So
Okay.
there is an ongoing KT for Indonesia. So just help me to take note on this Indonesia KT.
Okay. All right. Nashmi is there, right? Okay. Then I will continue for the last part of the KT. So for the FX declaration on annual basis for Indonesia, there is actually two parts. One is the FX declaration. The methodology of the FX declaration is because the bank has to, basically this is a regulation in Indonesia. So every year we have to declare whether there is FX line. Basically we have to, let me show you. Okay, so this is the email from the bank. Every year they will be chasing us for the annual statement letter. So they will be coming in to you. And then they will attach the annual statement letter. What you have to do, basically, you just have to sign it. So we have two entities in Indonesia. One is Alindo, one is Alitech. Okay, so what the banks want is basically, if we have a purchase side on the foreign currency with the bank, then we have to tell them whether it's forward or spot, which part to actually tick on it. You can tick and then send it to the bank and double confirm with them whether that's correct. And then just have to get it signed and stamped. Sorry. Okay, so just have to get it signed and stamped. Basically, the bank will tell you how to do it. So just check with the bank. And then this is how it has been done for 2025. So you have to do it basically at the close to the year end or in the beginning of the year. By doing this annual statement, basically to declare that there's declare to the central bank saying that you have a forward or spot going on for the entity, so that you do not actually have to provide every sign back FX confirmation to them when you have done the spot or forward with the bank. Yeah. So this is the reason of it. So yeah, you can take a look on how it was being signed and done. Same thing go for Alindo as well. It's the same statement. So you can download the statement from the email that the bank sent to you. Every year they will request for it for all the corporates in Indonesia, operating in Indonesia. Same thing. Initial on every pages, and then stamp and sign. Okay. Then just have to send back to them. So far, only Citibank requires it, and BNP, I've checked with them last year. They actually put it as optional already, so they do not actually require us to actually supply to them. So this is the reply from BNP. So basically, it's optional. So you can choose not to sign the annual statement letter, so that they can send us the confirmation, but you do not have to sign back. It's a negative confirmation by trade basis. So that is the requirement from BNP. So we didn't actually complete it for BNP last year. Okay, so this is the annual declaration part. Any questions, Nachmi?
So I think, but on the sign, do we know who to whom we are going to forward that one?
To forward to who? You mean
to
the bank side?
the sign need to be the real one, right? On the hard copy, right? I saw just one, right? Like hard copy. So just send to like Christine or, but I thought that Xiao Lei.
Yeah, correct. So basically, who to sign it, because this is a non-cash flow basis, right? I don't know what they do, what they use the terms in the BR. So right now is Xiao and also Christine.
So just
You can check with the BR.
ask them to sign. And
Sorry?
just send to them and ask them
Right.
to sign. Okay.
You fill up everything and then ask Christine and Xiao to sign.
Okay. On the spot, I think. What?
Okay. Then Christine will help you to organize for if there's any hard copy has to send to this address. And Christine, you just ask Christine to help to arrange. And they will send it locally from that side. I just keep soft copy every year, that's all.
Sure.
Okay. And then another thing is also an annual thing. I think this one you-
sorry, the declaration. Okay, I saw it's always the tick like 2 box. Is it the spot and swap only? We won't take any other box. Is it?
Indonesia, you only do spot and forward.
Spot and forward. Sorry, yeah, spot and forward only, right? Okay. Then I'm not too sure. Is it? I see wrongly. I believe there was one session it mentioned like list of invoice or something. Is it?
List of invoice.
It's at the bottom page.
No, we didn't fill up anything. 17.
Sorry, up a bit. At this page 3 or 4.
Nothing fill up.
The underlying that one is always there, is it?
Nothing.
Okay.
We didn't fill up anything. Yeah.
Okay. Then since you say this is annual thingy, so I saw the email is mentioned 2024 emails for 2025. Then have anything been done for this year for 2026?
I haven't received the email.
Yeah, I just received.
Oh, you just received Okay. I'm not in the loop then.
Okay, see.
Yes, 26.
Okay. Probably if you want to do it together, I mean, I can do it together with you one time.
Yeah, sure. I'll
Let's have a separate session for on that lah.
Okay. So this is to be done for, I think, by year end better, so that next year you don't have problem.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So just City requires it. So Alitech and Alindo, BNP doesn't require it. So yeah. So this is the sample. If no more question on this one, then I'll move on to another one, which is annual requirement. Okay, this is cash flow projection. So this is also required by Citibank. Basically, this is also okay. This is required based on, because when you do the FX settlement, right? I think Nachmi knows about it. So every transaction, if you do not actually have if you want to do the settlement, then you will require to actually submit all the supporting documentation for a settlement. But if the hedges is actually based on the cash flow projection, then you do not actually have to submit any supporting documentation. Correct me, Nachmi. If it's based on cash flow projection, I don't think they ask for you, right? Ask for the supporting. So so this is done. How we do it is basically every during target period, before we actually perform for the hedges for the whole year, then we will do this cash flow projection. How the figures actually coming from is actually coming from the FX exposure collection. So we collect it from the affiliates or ops control every year. Then we will just put it in, copy and paste. So what the methodology behind is that the bank actually expect how much FX exposure that you will have for the whole year, and then they will expect those are the volume that you will be able to actually perform the hedges with them. So they will be based on that volume and allocate the FX line, so-called, or how much FX limit for the year, and it's being revised on yearly basis. So what we do is basically we do it on by each currency. So export is basically the sales side, and import is basically the purchase side, AP side. So it's either OPEX or CAPEX, then I'll just add it in. For example, like Singapore, on top of here is basically the full year. This is done in October 2025. We do it for 2026. This is based on the 2026 figures. For example, like January, you have 196,266 for the US dollars. This one is Alindo, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, because this amount, I think Alindo plus Alitech together. So I cannot directly use the total lump sum in here. But basically, you just have to copy what is the FX exposure that's collected for every month, US dollars, then US dollars. This is in Sing dollars. And then 2025 basically is copy from last year and then copy and paste here. So on top of here is coming from this FX exposure template. Same thing, every currency. This one is in US dollars. This one is in euros. CNY. JPY. So all the exposures is here. Then we'll get the signers to sign for it. And then the bank just need the soft copy. So they do not need the hard copy. So just sign, and then, but then the hard copy, I asked the local team to actually keep it in case in the future they needed it. But so far they didn't actually ask for the hard copy. So Christine will cross-check your numbers together with the exposures figures that they have provided before she signs it. So communicate with Christine and then produce this one. This is actually a free format. We produce this template, and then we align with the bank, and then they are okay with this template. Then that's why we continue to use this. Okay. Once you created this, it has to be a separate. It has to be a separate separate copy for both Alitech and Alindo. The cash flow projection. So basically, it has to be a separate cash flow for Alitech and Alindo. But then Alindo, because we have two banks, BNP and also Citi, so we do it for BNP and Citi for Alindo. Alitech, there is only Citibank, so we only do it for Citibank for Alitech. So per year, there is this 3 copy has to go to bank in soft copy. Yeah. So this will save you from giving them with supporting documentations when it comes to FX settlement. So if they ask for cash flow projection, and this is what you attach, and then send it to them, this is done based on the cash flow projection. Okay, so this is it for the. This is done on yearly basis. Okay, any question?
I think okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so
that's all.
Yeah, so that's all for the session 2 we have for the KT for Lift project. Any further questions not even addressed today, or you might have other questions after the meeting, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to support you and remain at your disposal anytime.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, team. Thank you, and wish you have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.